and dreaming perhaps of the stadium ahead of her. She only has to run through St. Peter's and then along the river, and now well behind her, over 4 minutes behind. Ivanova has detached herself from the other Russians and is just concentrating on her stride. Stride after stride after stride that will surely bring her home for the silver medal. But the stadium is getting near now, and there's a buzz of anticipation among this huge crowd, about 70,000 people, and they know that coming down through the tunnel shortly into the stadium will be 29-year-old Rosa Motta, twice the European champion, has run 9 marathons before, has won 7 of them. And even when she's been beaten, it's only been narrowly. She's built herself up into one of the great distance runners of the world and one of the great distance runners of all time. Comes into the stadium to a great roar, huge applause, and much admiration for the confident and relaxed way she's handled this race. She set off confidently. She was the first person to leave the stadium. She's the first to return. The time is very fast indeed in these hot and humid conditions. The crowd standing to her quite rightly. This in its own way has been as memorable as Grete Waitz' victory in Helsinki 4 years ago. And the news is that Ivanova is 7 minutes behind. 7 minutes behind, an enormous victory margin for Rosa Motta. And Jocelyn Villeton of France has come past the Russians with Bente Moe of Norway and is currently holding 3rd place. That really is a surprise for the French girl. But the applause today is for Portugal's Rosa Motta. She does look extremely fresh, and surely had she been more closely challenged, had quite a lot in reserve. So the new world champion of the marathon, Rosa Motta of Portugal. And as she finishes, she's not at all sure that they're not expecting her to go for another lap. Meanwhile, still out on the streets, approaching the stadium, is Ivanova of the Soviet Union. She still has somewhere to go, and behind her, the French girl is coming strongly behind. But the celebration and the applause, quite deservedly, for Rosa Motta. And the shot put final now has turned into a battle between Switzerland and Italy.
The Italian crowd showing absolute disgraceful appreciation or lack of appreciation of the shot by whistling this great man, Werner Guntor, in the last round, leading with 22 meters 12. It's another magnificent put over 22 meters. They were whistling because they want their man, Andrei, to win. But a lot more people will be bidding for this man, Werner Guntor of Switzerland. Unbeaten this year, the reigning European champion. Huge man, over 2 meters tall, and a very, very fine shot putter. And he's improved 22 meters 23, the second time over 22 meters, and yet another championship best in this titanic shot put competition. Now the crowd get behind this man, Alessandro Andrei. He recently improved the world record to 22 meters 91. He lies second with 21 meters 88. Can he find the extra? No, he can't. Andrei has to settle for the silver medal. Gold goes to Werner Guntor of Switzerland. A fine performance by Andrei nonetheless, but of course everyone in this stadium who are Italian of origin wanted him to win. It hasn't proved enough.
Heat 2 of the men's 800 metres, 2 laps of the track. The first 4 men home will qualify for the next round, and then the 8 overall fastest losers. Running for Great Britain, in lane 3, Peter Elliott, the 24-year-old from Rotherham in Yorkshire. Johnny Gray of the United States, one of the world's top men over 2 laps, has taken the lead, all in blue. And also in this lineup is Stephen Marai of Kenya. Little known, but like so many of the Africans, always has to be respected. and indeed was runner-up to the in-form Billy Concella in the African Games recently, so has to be admired. Looks a much more sensible pace than the first heat we saw, and on paper Peter Elliott should have no problems qualifying. So a lap to go then in this 800 metres. The American Johnny Gray of the United States leads. Britain's Peter Elliott holding the position on the curb and just holding off Marai of Kenya. John Walker.
Very dangerous position for Peter Elliott. He's managed to get clear right now, but when you go around the turn like that, you know, it's easy to get bumped. But Peter's running more tactically sensibly this year. He's not leading all his races, and of course this makes it a lot easier to go through 4 rounds, and he's made sure this year that he's a lot stronger. He's run 3:34 already for 1,500 metres, and I think you're going to find when it gets into the final, that's what's going to be required.
And into the final bend, Elliott has done just enough at this stage, just sitting on the shoulder of Johnny Gray of the United States, the American record holder, and looking over his shoulder to see where the danger is coming from. A lot of men closing up fast, but he's out in front, and with 4 to qualify, there'll be no problems for the Yorkshireman. Marai of Kenya all in red, and Van Helden of Holland in the orange shorts also qualify with Gray and Elliott. The time 1:46.54. So Peter Elliott takes his place in tomorrow's second round. This is the third heat of the men's 800 metres, with the first 4 to qualify plus the 8 fastest losers for tomorrow's second round. The real interest here, I think, will be in the form of the man all in red, the black Kenyan Billy Concella. He has run the year's fastest time, 1:43.39. He looked a little bit disappointing at Crystal Palace on his visit to Britain a week or so ago, when he finished on the 8th over 1,000 metres. Concella had a heavy week, and I think we can expect to see him back to form here. The leader is Migueli of Argentina, number 16. Also in this race is Moussa Fall of Senegal in the green vest and red shorts. So they reach the bell in this third heat of the men's 800 metres. Migueli of Argentina leading from Concella of Kenya. Moussa Fall of Senegal, a semi-finalist in the Los Angeles Olympics and the World Student Games silver medalist in July, is in third place. The first 4 to qualify. John Walker.
Well, this is really made for Concella, because the Kenyans don't regard him as a strength runner, and the slower they go through these heats and quarterfinals, the better it's going to be for him. And he's a very, very fast man over 400. He can run 45 point. And as we saw at Crystal Palace, he couldn't take 3 races in 4 days. So the slower they go, the better it is for him.
Ostrowski of Poland, also all in red in the yellow track shoes, coming strongly off the bend, as Concella, the Kenyan, who will surely be a major contender for medals in the final, just lengthens his stride as he senses those closing on him. Moussa Fall takes second, Ostrowski third, and then Alvaro Silva of Portugal 4th.